Chuck Erie and the Joel Natale Show. We are live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here at 5th and State. Also live on Facebook and on YouTube. And we're having the crucial conversations that Erie needs, and certainly an advocate for the advancement of Erie through artificial intelligence is Thomas Laird. He is, let's get all of your titles here, the CEO of OttoQA Expivia. Tom, good to see you, sir.
Good to see both of you. Good to be back.
All right. So I tell you what, let's remind folks of kind of where you are in this ecosystem when it comes to using AI for your business. You've been in the customer contact business almost your whole career, right?
Correct. So in the call center, mostly inbound customer support, working for large banks, financial services, healthcare companies, and handling their customer support. So literally was 9 years old when I saw the reps smoking in their booths right back in the day.
Seriously,
wow. So yeah, I've spanned this kind of old school way now to kind of really where we are with AI and customer experience.
And you think about it, it started very analog, right? As far as if you had either a poorly trained customer rep or they're having a bad day, that customer experience could go south on you and you're the third party, so you're representing this other company, or it could be in an absolute I love these guys, they I can understand them, and they were solving my problem,
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where we've come into play, right? So there's normally any kind of major call center, Erie Insurance, any healthcare, big giant healthcare company, you have people in the back room that are listening to calls, right? So did that agent use the proper greeting? Did they show empathy? Did they do what they were supposed to do? And literally they would score it 5 points for this, 10 points, and then maybe do a little write-up. And you do 3 calls per agent per week, and we called that quality. So now with AI, we're taking it to a totally different level, being able to score 100% of all the calls.
Wow.
Getting different piece of information like CSAT, which is the customer satisfaction and net promoter scoring, and all these kind of metrics that you use to score quality without actually asking human beings, just actually getting that data through AI, through the calls, and really evolving how quality is and getting that. I think the other really cool thing is we're starting to listen to customers too, right? So It's not just does the agent do well, but why is the customer calling? What are their main concerns? Can we change our training to kind of help with what is happening? Can we be more proactive with that? So there's a lot of analytics that kind of can go into that as well.
Is that usually come when you're say, stay on the line to finish a 1-minute survey?
100%. So you get those after call emails, or you get the stay on the line, and industry-wide, you get about 8% of those back.
Well, that's actually a lot more than I would have thought.
But the problem is it's only the really, really happy people or the really, really ticked off people, right?
Right, yes.
So you miss everybody in the middle. So now, we're able to get the whole swath of customer to build a real profile of how your agents are doing, how the overall kind of view of your company is as well.
And, companies want to have strong experiences, right? I mean, you haven't found a client that says, I don't really care.
Well, I think the cool thing is we can prove it now, right?
Right.
So that's a huge benefit to because we have a call center. Expivia is our it's called a BPO, a business process outsourcer, right? So we're a couple hundred Erieites here taking calls and kind of parsing through all of that stuff. So I can actually prove to my customers, hey, this is how our satisfaction is for your customer base. This is how the analytics for our customers are for your customers, right? So we can give them all of this type of data that they could never get before on 100% of their calls. And it's really changed how we can train agents, how we can be more proactive with the support that we give customers. And I think overall it's been a huge benefit to at least our customer base and the customers that are using Otto.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you you still have an arm of your business that is a call center yourself?
Oh yeah,
taking income,
so that's Expivia. We're in EBCO Park, but everybody's work from home.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So Yeah, we're.
Do you ever have to deal with technology? I mean,
we figured it
spectrum
out.
comes down or whatever.
COVID made us figure it out. So.
Oh, is that right?
We were all about 40,000 square feet in EBCO Park, and now we're down to about 4,000. So everybody was on site. Literally, we went home in a week. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother show.
Wow.
But we figured it out.
All right. So you're basically saying here's best practice on customer service, and then you came up with this OttoAI, which is basically to be able to evaluate the quality of each call, and now you're able to judge every 100 of each call and then aggregate all that data as to where maybe one of your clients needs to improve or what have you, right?
Yeah, and we were taking this to different levels now. So now we can look and we can have them query off of data, just ask questions, right? Just like a ChatGPT for their data that we've aggregated. The other really cool thing is we have a tool within the platform, and I think this is so awesome. It's a horrible name. It's like the worst name ever, but we call it Redo, right? Which is not a great marketing name, and basically what it does is you can have a supervisor or somebody from the management team tag a call that maybe wasn't, they got a 70% instead of 100 that they should be getting. Sure. Right? So they can go and we can actually redo the call with AI. So we take the transcript of that call. We have a bunch of prompting that we do. We send it out to the large language models, and then it comes back as an AI avatar of the customer that they just failed. So the agent can actually redo the call with the same customer name, the same issues, the same tone of voice, the same questions, and then do all the things that they should have done that they didn't do on that first call.
And that's a training
So
regimen.
it's a training. So again, we can do that from normal at Expivia. Our agents are taking calls now before they go out on the phone, right, with AI. And now that's our main training. So instead of role playing, like, hey Joel, you didn't do that. Let's role play this, right?
Yeah.
So now they can actually take the call over again using
from real case studies.
Right.
Wow, that's unreal. Okay, in order to do all that you're doing, the technology has had to grow, Tom. I mean, so can you give us an idea? Because I have a case in point. Like, when I tried, let's say in mid 2023. To write a radio promo for Talk Erie for my radio show, it was a kind of a joke. I mean, they could barely put sentences together and stuff. I do that now, and it's like, oh man, that's good. Like that's better than I could come up with.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what your experience has been with the growth of AI.
So the evolution is crazy. So we would go off % of accuracy, which is basically like if you had a human being score calls, right, and then you had 5 other human score calls, they would be about 93% accurate, right? They'd all kind of score the same.
So humans would be about 93%.
So when we started, we were in the 82, 83% accuracy using AI compared to how the humans were scoring. With the latest model of Claude, the Sonnet 4.5 that just came out, and that's kind of our workhorse model, we're at about 96, 97%. So
you're beating the humans.
We say now that we're more accurate scoring than human beings when it comes to quality assurance. So that's why, and there's a whole reason why, but I mean, we say we're one of the most accurate models out there. It's kind of like so many of these big tech companies that we go against, they do so many different things, right? So we just say we're kind of like the craft beer, like the artisanal cheese, right? Of like this one small little piece of customer experience.
You're a charcuterie board,
right? Just trying to do one thing really, really, really well.
That's amazing.
That's kind of worked out for us.
Okay, I'm gonna roll back as if I'm in 7th grade here, because I don't think people really understand that there's different iterations of the and well, let's define terms. The large language models, is that what ChatGPT and Claude and
Correct.
Some of the other ones? What is it? Propensity?
So and that's kind of an aggregate of all of them in a way, right?
Yeah.
But Grok is kind of Twitter's and Elon's. There's Gemini, which is Google. Claude is Anthropic, and then ChatGPT. And there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But I would say those are kind of the 4.
They're called large language models?
They're large language models, right? So the LLMs, and those are the kind of the tools that you're sending data to get data and output.
What is
back.
a GPT? Isn't that stand for something too?
Yeah, that's
generative.
Yeah, that you're putting me on the spot right now. But yeah, that is. I mean, that's initially what ChatGPT was.
They
their
call it generative.
Yes,
yeah.
and they just kind of kept with the with the
but for your work, you use a large language model called Sonnet.
So there is OpenAI has 3 or 4 different models, and they kind of name theirs like 4.0, those kind of right. 5.1 just kind of came out. So they're supposedly getting better. And we can argue some things are getting better with each of them. Mm-hmm. There's 3 main models for Anthropic, which is Claude, Opus, and Haiku. One is almost free. Haiku is super cheap, but quick and fast. And that's kind of how it's like how quick they are compared to how of a kind of a meat grinder, really good but expensive and just heavy.
Using a lot of data, a lot of juice to come up with the answer.
But I mean, I it's funny. I was driving about 3 weeks ago, and I heard Shaney say, you were talking about you might buck up for the $20.
right? Yes.
And I heard that no. And I think
that was last week.
That was But there's a lot of differences too. Like so for the normal audience here, right? Yeah. I would still say that the ChatGPT is still the core model that you would want to use when you want to do kind of just the fun stuff that everybody talks about with AI. The difference between paying the $20 and the free is based on the level of context. Like you're just going to be quick. It's going to kind of time you out after a certain period of time.
Right.
And when we talk about the things that we did, like with the budgets, right? We created personal GPTs. You can't do that with just the free version.
Yeah.
But the cool stuff that nobody really talks about is that everybody can use, that I use all the time for a lot of the stuff that I post is the deep research. So ChatGPT, there's no extra cost. You just kind of go where it says plus, and you click on the deep research, and it will literally be like a PhD level. It will take 25 minutes to actually go out, aggregate data, figure it out, give you a report how you want it. And that's been how I've been able to, I guess, not take people's opinion anymore and do my own research, and try to be kind of straight down the line, but try to get as much information as I possibly can on a certain subject.
It's like it feels like Moneyball to me, It's a little bit, It's like you're fighting against the old time farm system and the scouts.
It kind of does.
I mean, it's like
I don't. Again, there's a. Not to get political here, but
no.
I mean, there's a lot of bias, right?
Well, absolutely.
And when you hear it from, and so I just want to know. And again, I'm not saying there's no bias in those, but I try to make my prompt. Hey, listen, just tell me how it is. Give me the exact,
right.
And then I will go and I try to post some of that stuff that I find that I think is interesting to people that we just hear about from a news clip or a 30-second snippet on NBC News or WICE.
Yeah. Let's get into it after the break here. Tom Laird is with us. We're talking AI, and we'll be back in just a bit. Tom Laird is with us here. He's we're chatting about AI here, and I want to talk about these everyday uses that you seem to be involved in, because something that I've noticed literally in the last couple months is this concept of, okay, I'm no longer Googling things. Mm-hmm. I'm asking AI. I'm asking Grok. I'm asking, what is the Google one with the little star? Gemini. It's like, it's actually, and they're integrating it now into their servers, into their browser.
Yeah, I mean, Google's scared to death, so they're doing everything they can to make even their interface. Like when you go on there now, and you're basically prompting now. It takes that 2 seconds and then kind of gives you that information. So,
but where does the advertising come? I mean, they're so. Well, sponsored links are kind of the thing, right?
You're going to start to see, and there's been a lot of talk on with ChatGPT. The free version is going to start to be. There's going to be ads. Yeah. That's coming very quickly, and if not, like in the next couple of weeks or right at the beginning of the year. So the monetization is going to be everywhere. Yeah. We're in the, try to get people hooked stage right now. But I think you'll start to see that as well.
So, so how again, my son has, I think, ChatGPT, and is able to just talk into his phone, and some very pleasant woman responds with answers, and so it's quite interesting.
This is the cool stuff. Is 99% of this is free, right? Or it's, if you pay the $20, it's for sure part of it, right? Mm-hmm. So, all of these different things like the deep research, the voice is there. You just literally click on that and you can talk instead of type. So you can use that on your phone, even on the free version right now. Anthropic has an unbelievable free kind of add-on to Excel, where literally nobody knows. I mean, I don't know how to do formulas. I mean, I can be dangerous, but not enough to be a real. So now you're just basically telling it what you want, what type of formulas, what you want it to build out, and it will literally just build it out for you. So there's those kind of things, but you're starting to see kind of when they talk about the kind of the first piece of moving to more of an agentic model, right? Having kind of agents do things. So before we would ask ChatGPT, hey, what's the best 3 plumbers in Erie, right? And it would go out and maybe look at some things and find and give you maybe the top 3 or 4. But now it's moving to the model of, hey, I have an issue with my plumbing. I need the top 3 plumbers. And then can you please just go schedule it for me, right?
Oh, my word.
So then it's going to ask, hey, this is the plumber that I would recommend. Would you want me to go on their website and schedule, right? And so that's where things are moving now, to where it's going to be helping you, right? Not doing things, autonomously, but you being able to say, hey, go book my airline, go do, which you can do now. So ChatGPT they have an agent model, right? That's part of it too. So like I will have that going, like, hey, go look at our website, go look at our SEO, make recommendations, and then it will set up Facebook campaigns. It will do those type of things for you. So all of that stuff, and again, I'm not a programmer. I couldn't program my way out of I know nothing about it. I have really smart people that work for us that can do, but that's the cool thing about AI too, right? There's levels. There's that fun, hey, let's use ChatGPT for free and do some cool stuff and take pictures of my fridge and what could I make for dinner, out of that, right? And then there's getting into the next level of probably where I'm at as as just a user of it. Of using the deep research, using these other tools that are there, right? Just trying to maximize the things without the programmatic, and then you can get to the really deep level, like what we're doing with AutoQA, with programmers, and really pulling in different data sets and doing a lot of different things with it, instead of just kind of the fun stuff.
I'm interested in how it could help people. Again, this is an iRobot without the robot right now. So, can you use these large language models to be like a personal coach, or to keep you on track with your fitness regimen, or keep getting the number of sales calls that you're supposed to make?
1,000%. So that's the cool thing is you can upload data to it right now, right? So any type of data that you have, Excel spreadsheets, PDFs, Word, SharePoints, right? And you can query and have it build things off of that now. One of the greatest use cases I use for my kids all the time is my daughter's in 8th grade. She's taking classes at prep, so she has like prep math. I can't help you. But what
Right.
we can do and what we've done is we'll take a picture of the worksheet that she's working on, and we'll say, hey, ChatGPT, look at question 4, go step by step, explain this to her once, and then the second time explain it, then have her start to type what the answer is at that part. So it becomes not just giving you the answer like a calculator,
Right.
but something that will take you through, show you the steps, and then have you do the steps as well. So that's been a really
How
cool,
did you
easy.
teach that though, or how do you how do you do the prompt
So
correctly?
you literally just, and that's the cool thing about, so ChatGPT, you have the little plus, hit the plus, upload the picture, and then you can literally query off that, anything on that image. So
And it's always prompting you to say, "Would you like me to format this or make this map or
yeah, and
do these things?"
sometimes that's annoying, and sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, just answer the dang question. But yeah, no. So that's and I don't think people realize that. So, where it's not good at videos yet, right? You can't really do videos, but any image that you have that you want to do.
So we're beyond the 6 fingers in the hand that comes out of the people's back.
Better, and even the words, right? So like it would misspell things like really, really bad. So it's getting
Yeah.
much better with that. But the other thing is, I mean, you have Grok, which has their Imagine, which you can create any type of video, or again, take a picture of your grandparents who have passed away and bring them to life. Like you've seen those kind of things, but that stuff is all free. That people think you need to be like a wizard to do, but it's literally just one click, make this go live.
So again, beyond, the nervousness of this,
Mm-hmm.
it really is adding quality of life, isn't it?
Even for companies, it's amazing, right? So when you look at things just very basic, like, querying your financials, right? Where could I do better? Where could I optimize? Those type of things. Looking at Excel again, that stuff, I hated Excel, but now it's made things so much quicker. And then again, everybody talks about you can write emails, but you could, even looking at contracts, right? And again, I'm not telling anybody to not use an attorney, but if you have a very basic, you have an NDA, you have something that kind of comes through and you want to ask, hey, where could I be in trouble here a little bit, right? And you start to process, it will kind of really start to talk to you about, those type of things to at least look out for.
All right, we gotta move on to our news, but we're gonna talk about some specific projects that Tom has undertaken for the betterment of the Erie community. Stay with us. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. You've got Talk Erie on your radio, 105.9, 103.3, and live from TalkErie.com. Hit the Listen Live button now. You can also download our app. And if you have our app, update it because it just went up online at iPhone and at Android. We've got Tom Laird with us here. He is an AI expert, along with his great Erie businesses, Expivia and also OttoQA. He's the CEO of those two organizations. But Tom, you are passionate about Erie, about your and you want to make it a better place. And so I remember early on during the campaign, you're like, for the local elections, if we need to start paying attention to AI, that was kind of your premise, right? Talk about why. As a community,
we're falling behind with it. I mean, again, if there's only one person, again, I'm not saying I'm the end all be all to this, but that is using these tools like this, even in the ways that we're doing it. If we had, I think I would love to see the new administrations have some type of, AI council or AI just to start to look. I'm not saying make any changes, right? How can this start to be implemented? How could this be make each department better? Have certain ROI, standards or set things, and then report to council on it. Mm-hmm. There's so many communities. I mean, you look at Pittsburgh, and again, I'm not comparing us to Pittsburgh. They are so forward with everything that they are doing with technology, with AI. They've totally reinvented themselves. They're 2 hours down the road. There's no reason that we can't. I would say must start to look at this in the county, in the city, in how we're doing our operations. There's just so much to gain that I don't think we see or people are, again, maybe like to kind of use your term and what everybody's saying, they're scared of it to think that they're going to be dumb, right? I don't know how to use it, so I'm not going to look at it.
Right. Yeah.
Where I think it's not that hard of a use case. Again, we have just talked about kind of those 3 tiers, right? To even get to that second tier. Where
do you think they're underestimating it?
100%. 100%.
Well, because here's what I've heard. Okay. At first, people were comparing AI to the invention of the internet, and then I was corrected. I said, "No, it's not the internet. It's like electricity."
Yeah.
And I gotta guarantee that the city fathers back 125 years ago said, "We better get our arms around electricity."
Right.
In fact, we had
right.
Current wars here. Are you going to be AC or DC? Right.
Yep. Yeah, and I think it really is the same thing. I mean, I think I came on here, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago and talked about, we're looking at a tidal wave and I think most of us are just staring at it. We're not even running away. We're not sure where to go with it. But there's just so much benefit for not an expense. OttoQA, we have almost 80, 90 customers now. I have 2 programmers, right? Now there's other, customer service, there's some prompt engineers, but from a technology side, there's only 2. And what we've been able to do and then learn and then use AI to help with the AI, right? To create tools, and it kind of just builds. And there's no reason that businesses in Erie, or again, I go back to city and county government, which we seem to be nowhere near where we need to be with that. Mm-hmm. It's not even being talked about.
It's been within the last 20 years that we've gone to electronic timekeeping with city employees. Let's just face it. They were punching cards up until the 90s or maybe even the aughts. And
it seems like this is an Erie thing. Yeah. Like we're always dragging our feet behind. And again, I think that this is a tool, or this is something that can really change how Erie looks, and if people do get behind it. I feel like sometimes I'm like the sole voice on this, and like.
Well, you're not, but I think you have a lot of cheerleaders. Put a set of headphones on. We're gonna grab a phone call here, and want to bring in. Hey, caller, you're live on Talk Erie. Go with Tom.
It's a fascinating conversation, Joel. We've had a few chats about my son using AI to advance his career rapidly. But a great story about AI, if I could just chime in. Joel, I'm like you. I was born in the 80s. and the queen at the house. I introduced her to ChatGPT like 6 months ago. They're like best friends now. All right, like Chat knows who she is, and she uses this. The other day she said, "Watch this. You want some help with your website? Help my husband, the tool and die guy, analyze his website, come up with some revenue streams. 12 pages.
12 pages.
I love this. And this.
And then,
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
And my wife is not technical. This is a person when the TV won't turn on or she can't find the channel, she hands me the remote. All right. She is not technical, and she is a wizard at this now. She's this thing. And what I love was after like 12 pages, like, would you like me to write the script for your promotional video? Would you? And it did.
Yeah.
So it's great. I haven't embraced it like she has. In fact, every time I go, it's like, you need to upgrade. She'll chat with that thing all day. It'll spit out 100 pages of paper.
Amazing.
Anyways,
I appreciate it.
What I'm trying to say is an old dog can definitely learn new tricks. He's kind of an old dog and an attitude. And if we can do it to benefit our businesses at our small level, I can't even imagine the possibilities for a bigger business.
100%. Thanks, man. Bye.
I swear I did not pay him to call.
Well, again, Phil is always really on top of this stuff. What you were talking about finding efficiencies within government and things. You did do the deep dive on the budget, and again, that's a dicey conversation around these parts.
Yeah, tell me about it. I had a lot of fun DMs with.
Oh, did you?
Well.
I mean, did you get some nasty DMs?
I wouldn't say nasty, but
okay.
So it was something I wanted to do. So I did take. I don't have all the data, right? So there's not all the data on the city and county website.
I was going to say, first off, it's not even formatted correctly so that you could do the deep
I know
dive.
there was
I had that
Rock
conversation
Copeland and
with
I.
Rock,
We've had
yeah.
some DMs, and we
Yeah.
had a really awesome conversation back and forth
Yeah.
on this. And again, is it in a place where somebody could make a decision on council? No, right? Because the data is, from what I have, it's not perfect, but it's really, really good. And
Okay.
I went and found as many different budgets, right? So again, ECRA and trying to find diverse area. And I'm just throwing out names that are popping in my head. Like, I just tried to find anything I could find in the county budget that they had information as well. And all you have to do is you set up a personal GPT, you upload those files, and you tell it what you want to do.
What, when you say a personal GPT,
So
what does that mean?
if you pay the $20,
yeah,
there's a button there that says create a GPT.
and that stands for, again, I'm sorry,
Yes.
but
so
it's basically an engine.
Correct. Your own kind of personal engine. So
Okay, gotcha.
you create your data sets. So
Yeah.
the county budget, any spreadsheets, all the other budgets, any type of information you want. I even did like Kevin Flowers. He had articles on the budget, right? And
Right.
throw all of that stuff in there. And then you basically say, hey, I want an unbiased opinion. If you do not know the answer, don't give it. But ask. This is going to be made so that anybody can ask a question on the budget. So basically, you could ask it any question you want. Hey, how much? What percentage of the budget goes to public safety? What would happen if we raised the taxes 0.3 mils? What would the end result be, and where could we cut? Like, you could start to play these if-then games. Now, we're doing it at a higher level, right? Because of the data isn't as perfect. But if we have the real data, if county has the county council has the real data, if the city council has the real data, there's amazing things that you could kind of come through. I watched, because now I'm a nerd. I'm turning into this straight political nerd. Like a Facebook video live of the city council budget meetings, and they're just like, oh my god,
their eyes are rolling in the backs of their heads. Yeah.
So there's other ways.
It occurs to me, again, an entrepreneur like you're already halfway there to create an app, to create a use case to be able to standardize how municipal budgets are generated and outputted that would be readable by AI. It seems like if there was standardization, like it's like, how so many companies are what are they on? What's that big software company? SMS or
Salesforce?
Well, that's it. That's for Salesforce is a thing. People have, and so you could go into any company and you can understand what their sales positions are or their CRM. How many different.
Joel, I don't want to sound like, I don't know, arrogant, but if I had my team, we had that data and I had my team, within a week, we could have something that would be unbelievably awesome down there.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I'm saying, though, you could extrapolate that to 10,000 municipalities.
But what I'm saying is, I don't even know if that's a business because it's so easy. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
And
we just need some teenager to put it up and say, here's how you do this.
I'm 49
cities.
Tomorrow, Joel. So
happy birthday!
Thanks,
My gosh.
Thanks.
So in the end, when you did the number crunching of the county and of the city, I'm especially concerned about the city. The city is facing significant headwinds when it comes to balancing those budgets 5 years out. Did you see any hope?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not going to make any type of, right or left statement on what, but I think that if you go, again, it's just not to pub my Facebook page, but it's on there, and you can go and ask those type of questions. Like, hey, if we want to have X amount in the general fund and we need to cut X, like you play those games or at least get things to think. How can we bring more revenue into the city? Ask those type of questions.
I'd love to ask the question, how do you get a 20% increase of paved streets in a year? Because right now we only could do so many miles of streets every year because we can't afford. And so you're driving down French, you're driving down state, and your teeth are rattling.
And I think with it, you can benchmark it against other things. So benchmark our budget against Bethlehem's or against Redding's, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing that we're not? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're doing it better. But you can start to really get deep into those type of questions. And when the data gets better, your answers get better as well.
Yeah, amazing. All right, let's go back to personal use. By the way, our featured guest Laureate said it's generative pre-trained transformer.
Thank you.
Transformer.
I
didn't know that.
Know that.
That sounds even more like the Borg, doesn't it?
That sounds scary.
Transformer. I'll be back. We mentioned at the earlier part of the show that there's these different large language models that they're just getting more and stronger and stronger and stronger. Right now, what the top one for Anthropic is Sonnet
4.5.
4.5,
yes.
Yeah. And can my $20 get that?
Yep.
And what am I getting out of that?
So the cool thing about why we use Anthropic is it is more kind of the B2B, the business to business, right? It's kind of the business tool.
Supposedly it doesn't it's not always stroking you too, like, oh, your haircut looks
Correct.
great today.
It's a little more to the point.
Yes.
But it is the best reasoning engine in my opinion. That's why we use it for Otto. They've stayed away from all of the video and it can look at images, but it doesn't create any images. Yeah. It is just strictly reasoning model. When you get
it's a great coder.
Oh, it's the best. Opus. So Opus is their highest kind of worker, and that's the best coding engine in the world. I would still say it's very difficult to create, and people talk about you can create apps. Like, you still need to have a little bit of, there's Claude Code, but it's very difficult to start from scratch. So if you have something, but by next year, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I still think that ChatGPT, if you want to create images, right, you want to have the model that the deep research on it it's way better than.
So it almost benefits to have a couple of these.
Yeah, I mean, again,
heck, if you're willing to pay for Disney Plus and Peacock.
What?
Right?
And again, not that we just creating websites with Claude with using you get the Opus model for the $20, and again, I sound like I'm a sales guy for them.
Huckstering for it.
But I mean, you literally can create and we've done that, full websites if you're a small business that for $20 a month. I mean, that is right there is your saving your ROI for the next 4 years.
My goodness. For those, I'm thinking about, we have some older listeners, and it's interesting to hear Phil talk about his wife who's become good friends. I could see a scenario, and this is what was scary about seeing my son use it, is like, if you were a disconnected young man, I could see you falling in love with your chatbot.
Well, there's been some issues with that. New kind of safety models have come out on ChatGPT even the last 6 months, because there's been somebody actually, I think, committed suicide, with the talking, and kind of that became their friend. So I'm not saying this is a perfect tool. That the safety and security concerns are still there.
Yeah.
There's a lot that has to happen in Congress, I believe, as well, from making sure that this thing doesn't go too far. But for where we are today, it's just an amazing tool that I think it can really help everyone's life, just in your everyday things, menial things that you don't want to do.
So your average, plumber, your average, heck, we've got some pretty large businesses that are just in trades, big plumbing outfit, big flooring outfits, and so on. There's a ChatGPT use for all these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that.
AI use, I should say.
I went to my mom's house, changed her filter. So I took her filter out of her furnace.
Yeah.
Took it to Lowe's. They didn't have the same one. I had no idea. So literally, I just took a picture of all the filters that were on there and said, what matches this filter? And it told me the exact filter that I can now put into her that wasn't the same brander. So don't think people say, oh, just use it and start using it. I'm like, no, don't start to use it. Like, use it for crazy things. Like, surprise yourself.
Surprise yourself.
Yeah, don't just use it for these menial, little teeny. Yeah, it'll do that. But do something really cool that you don't think it's going to be able to do. And 9 times out of 10,
I want it to help me stay focused. Lose weight, and advance my career.
Yeah,
I think it could be an aid that way.
No, 100%. I mean, it's doing a lot of. I mean, you can put in. My name is Tom Laird. I weigh 250 pounds. I'm 49 years old. I want to be at this weight by this time. This is the tools I have. I have 2 dumbbells and a
chair. I could do chair yoga.
Right. Give me a workout that I can do every second, and it will give you.
Give me that chair
workout.
yoga without all those crazy videos.
Yeah.
All right. I'm asking all of my guests this for December. I want you to throw out. Where'd you grow up? You grew up here?
Yeah, I'm born and raised. Yep.
All right. So give me a childhood memory of Christmas. Like where did you shop, or what was a cool thing, or what was a big toy that you got?
I remember we would always go to my dad's grandma Christmas Eve, and then we would do my mom's grandma Christmas Eve as well. So we always had to split. And I think Erie snowstorms always.
They always hit on Christmas Eve, right?
I don't remember what year, but I had probably, 8 or 9, so say it was 83, 84.
Oh, 83 was an amazing one.
Okay, maybe that was it then. But I remember getting stuck. We couldn't get to my mom's grandma, and people came out of their house, and we actually spent Christmas Eve at some random family's house in Erie. It was amazing, and it was fun, and we made new friends. And then I got my I think it was my Apple II GS computer, and that was something that I wanted
epic.
for So I don't know. That's kind of my. If you got me on the spot,
that sounds epic.
Right.
I mean, the Apple II. Yeah. think about it.
Back, and it was God knows how much money that was back then. Crazy.
Right.
Now it's like a paperweight.
Tom Laird. Again, if people want to send you an email or get a hold of you.
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn is probably that. Facebook, you can find me. Just search for Thomas Laird in Erie, and then LinkedIn Thomas Laird as well. You'll find me.
CEO of OttoQA and Expivia?
Expivia.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Again, we could have a weekly show on this.
Right.
It's so crazy.
And it's evolving fast.
Appreciate it very, very much here. Stay with us. More ahead here on Talk Erie.